What were you doing last Good Friday? Where do you find yourself this Good Friday? And what will next year bring? The twists and turns that life brings are nearly impossible to predict. This week we have seen Jesus' friends walk away from him, and the authorities conspire to bring him down. Like the suffering servant in Isaiah, Jesus' fate is that he is spurned and avoided by people, a man of suffering, accustomed to infirmity, one of those from whom people hide their faces, spurned and holding him in no esteem. The American poet Mary Oliver's poem Dogfish speaks about the risks and possibilities of finding ourselves in a period of peril. She gives voice to one who is suffering and facing anxiety and even shame. You don't want to hear the story of my life, and anyway, I don't want to tell it. I want to listen to the enormous waterfalls of the sun. And anyway, it's the same old story. A few people just trying one way or another to survive. Mostly, I want to be kind. And nobody, of course, is kind or mean for a simple reason. And nobody gets out of it, having to swim through the fires to stay in this world. Today, Jesus does not get out of the suffering he is dealt. He does not deem equality with God something to be grasped at. He knows that the only simplicity to be trusted is at the far end of all of the human complexity we have dealt him. And so he empties himself. He radically embraces the cross the world has given him. He knows that his mission is to respond to suffering and death not by fleeing or ignoring, but by swimming through the fire. Wherever you are today, this Good Friday, walk with Christ in his suffering. Hear his story without trying to fix it. A grief shared is a grief held lighter. We walk with Jesus in solidarity with all those around the world who suffer in silence. And when we do, we find Jesus already hearing our story, already sharing our grief and facing with us whatever trials Good Friday has dealt us.